so I'm trying an experiment with Fred. This is a yoga block. I'm gonna put it right here, and I knocked it over and I gave him a treat. So what I'm hoping he's gonna do is mimic my action and knock this thing over. So I'm not gonna ask him to do anything. I'm just gonna see what he does. Well, first I'll do this a few more times. Look how interested he is. Like, ooh, I like this game. I don't know if you can see, when I'm pushing it, he is moving his nose forward, like as if he's doing it. Wait. Okay, go ahead, push it. Mimic. Oh my God, that's what I thought he would do. That's what I thought he would do. So there is a training method, it's called Do As I Do. Bonnie calls it Mimic Sit. And to make sure the dog is actually mimicking what you're doing, there's a whole process you go through where you use behaviors that they are already really well versed in, like say, speak, right? So I would go, woof, mimic, speak. But we won't do that, one's too loud. But then you eventually just drop the command speak, and you do that with several behaviors so that he starts to learn that mimic means do what I just did. So I'm skipping all of that. I'm just kind of wanting to see if he will understand that what I want is for this thing to fall down, which is why I was clicking and treating for me pushing it down at first, right? So I was going like this, click, and treat him. So he's already getting the idea that when this thing falls down, he gets a treat for that. But also, if I, just go like that, now I'm not going to give him a treat. I'm going to see if he'll do it himself. Go ahead. Good you. Yes. So now I don't know, I can't say for sure whether he, is just sort of free shaping and just doing whatever, interacting with this thing in any way he can, because he knows that's what I want. And he's thinking, if I touch it, whatever. He's just trying to see. He's just doing whatever he can. Yes, he's a good boy. And that's called free shaping. So, like, if I wanted him to learn to put his paw on this, I would just wait till he did it, which he'd see just did it, and I didn't reward him for it. So let's see if he'll. Let me just. So now I'm switching gears a little bit. Now I'm like, all right, well, let's see if we can get him to learn to put his paw on this thing. But let's try this one more time. Okay, mimic. Mimic. Yes, good boy. Oh, you're so smart. Oops. Okay, sit. Fred, okay, back up. You're too crazed over the food. Back up. No. Fred, back up. Back. Okay, wait. Sit. Right there. Oh, I need a wider angle lens here. Wait. Okay. Mimic. Attaboy, mimic. Yes, good boy. Fred's never seen this yoga block before, just this minute, by the way. So now let's try something else. I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to go. Okay. And I'm going to click and treat for that. Oops. Jeez, like a shark. Fred, watch. Okay, mimic. Attaboy. Attaboy. Nope. So what I'm trying to show, yes! What I was trying to show is that he doesn't know what the word mimic means, and he doesn't even necessarily know at this point that I want him to do what I just did. However, if I keep just sort of letting him try different things out, and then I click when this thing just happened to fall off, that's how he learns. So, Fred, watch. Watch. You're so smart. Camera. Angle is really tricky. Let's try it again. Watch. No, watch. Wait. Watch. Okay, mimic. 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 Attaboy. Yes! Good boy, Fred. Unbelievable. Let's try with this. Wait. This is different than anything I guess I've seen done, where he's being clicked and treated for what I'm doing in hopes that he will understand that that's what I want him to do. Okay, mimic. Watch. That time he kind of came in halfway through. Okay, mimic. He's so smart. So smart. Catch it. Good boy. Okay, now, again, I don't know if he's just doing that because he's just sort of trying anything, but the more objects I put on here to see, well, that one's kind of heavy. Hold on. To see if he gets the idea now that I want him to knock the thing off of here. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, knock it off. Knock it off. Attaboy. Attaboy, knock it off. He's like, I'm going to go back to one of these other objects that's familiar. Alright, Fred, come back here. Fred, come over here. Sit down. Sit. Wait. This is why doing these things is also valuable, because it adds an element of focus and self-control to food, because he obviously gets so excited about food, and that's part of where his reactivity is coming in. So I don't know if it has any bearing, but on some level I think it does, just because he's learning focus and self-control in general. Alright, so let's see. Do this one. I was late on the click. Okay, now you do it. Fred, you do it. You do it. You do it. Oh, that was smart. You do it. Go ahead. Yeah, that time he didn't push the ball. He pushed the yoga block to make the thing fall off. Okay, now do it with that one. No. Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Attaboy. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Attaboy. Yes, Fred. Now that is pretty brilliant, if you ask me, because it's not, he didn't pick this up with his mouth. That to me shows me that he knew that what I wanted was for him to knock this thing off, and he had found a way to do it with this ball, with the ball, by hitting this and having it fall off. So now, sit, chill out, back up. Let's see what he'll do with this one. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, you do it. Go ahead, do it. Knock the thing off. Knock it off. Knock it off. Attaboy, knock it off. Knock it off. This. It's really heavy. Try again. Knock it off. Go ahead. Yes. Good. See, so he's generalizing. He's starting to learn that the act of something being on top of this and falling off of it by his action is what I want. And we started out doing that by showing him that when this thing goes off the side in general, he gets rewarded for it. And then he had to infer that I wanted him to do it. Go ahead, knock it off. Knock it off. Attaboy. 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 Come on, Fred. Yes. Good boy. And we haven't done any of this before, so. And then he had to generalize to other objects. Go ahead, knock it off. Good. And he came up with a whole new way of doing it by lifting this thing up, because this is quite a bit heavier and harder to move than the ball or the lid. Fred, sit. Good boy. Okay, go ahead, knock it off. And now I'm just putting a command to it, and I'm calling it knock it off. Go ahead, knock it off. Knock it off. Yes, good job. Good job. You are so smart. Okay, what should you do with that one? Go ahead. Yes. Okay, there you go. Awesome, awesome, awesome.